let's get into the top 10 tips. Maybe the reason why you're on this call or what you were hoping to get out of this meeting today is to look at how do I become a better Zoom player? How do I use this tool in a way that's going to get me better results for business development, for client relationships, for networking, etc. All right, so I'm going to go through the 10 tips and then we're going to take a deeper dive into some social media. So number one is set the stage. All right, what I'm talking about is your background. My background is be that lawyer. My background is an autographed Michael Jordan jersey. I'm consistently having people comment on one of those two things in a positive way. Either you love Michael Jordan or you like my tagline and you want to be that lawyer and you appreciate what that means. That's part of it. I've got some lights over here that are facing right at me so that I'm well lit. And I'm also framed fairly well. I'm paying attention to my framed here or my framed here. All right, I want to make sure that the framing is appropriate. And some people just aren't paying attention to that. And I think it's a misstep because you want to make sure that you're taking care of that as a sort of a basic point of Zoom. Number two is be professional, look the part. All right, you don't want to show up in your pajamas. You want to make sure that you look the part. If I'm talking with my clients, maybe I have a sweater on or I have a polo shirt. For a presentation like this, normally I'd wear a button-down shirt or maybe a jacket. For you guys, you don't get the jacket. Sorry. Not that you're not worth it, but it's also kind of warm in my office here. So we want to approach these meetings with confidence. And I think you dress for success and you want to make sure that you are stepping up, not stepping down on your calls. Number three, and this is a really important one, is body language. If you've never heard of NLP before, you can Google it after we're done, but it stands for neuro-linguistic programming. And neuro-linguistic programming is the art of body language and how we filter information. So the idea that I'm looking at the camera and making eye contact, very different than looking down at somebody down here or looking over here. Now, granted, I'm watching my PowerPoint and trying to make eye contact, but you want to make that effort for the eye contact using hand gestures. Remember, we're building on top of the tips. So I'm using my hands to gesture and make sure that I'm getting bought in to whatever it is that I'm talking about. So having your hands crossed like this may not be great, or just having them down at your sides the whole time, but communicate with your body as well as your eyes. That's really, really important. One of the things that NLP talks about is a tactic called mirroring. And if you're seeing that someone is talking with their hands or you see that they're making good eye contact, you want to reciprocate on those gestures, because mirroring is all about empathy and people feeling like they fit in. And if you're building relationships with people and they're going one direction and you're going the other, that's really not going to play out well if you're looking to build a relationship that's going to be cohesive. All right, so these are the kinds of things that are small, but they're impactful when you're on a Zoom. Right? It also keeps people's attention better.